everyone, it's Kasey from Kaseyplans / Kasey's Reading Rex. I am here to share with you what I read in the month of April. It was a 6-book month. You know, this is a one-take video because if I keep talking myself out of it, I'll never post it. So it was a 6-book month, mostly romance, some fantasy elements. I can't wait to talk about these books. We're going to start with my favorites of the month. The Crimson Moth duology. We have to start with Heartless Hunter. This book is rivals to lovers, enemies to lovers, best friend's brother, forced proximity, witch hunter / witch. It gives me all the feels. It was emotional, very fast paced, short chapters, with our female main character Rune and our male main character Gideon, whose best friends with whose brother Alex is best friends with Rune, and the trio have a kind of not so sightly best friend who isn't who she seems to be, but this is a spoiler-free review. I really enjoyed this book. I did rate it 5 stars. It is YA with some light spice. I would say it's mostly closed door. There is a little bit of a sexy scene, but it definitely isn't all over the book, but romance is all over the book. We see Gideon struggle with himself, struggle with his feelings for Rune, and she struggles in the same way. The ending of this book is gut-wrenching, and it will make you immediately want to go out and grab Rebel Witch, which is the second and final in the duology. I do believe that this duology is complete, and to my knowledge, there is not going to be another one, so you can read these, rest assured that the whole story for Rune and Gideon is out. Nothing else is coming into the story. This is a beautiful story about how love and friendship truly conquer all. We do see Rune and Gideon here again. Truly the rivals to lovers is played up very well in this book. And the magic system, though, is what in both books really I found incredible. The witches in this book take small, intricate knives and create casting scars. And most witches create really beautiful designs all over their body with, you know, for example, Rune, when she starts casting, she creates little moths because that's her casting signature. I thought the magic in this was really great, very well thought out. And for me, magic in books can really be hit or miss. But I thought this was great. I rated both 5 stars. But you have to start here. This is the OG, and you will not be disappointed with these whatsoever. Moving along to the first of my book club reads, Everyone Here is Lying by Shari Lapena. This was a 3-star read for me, mostly because I hated the child in this book. So this is a murder mystery thriller. It is very grabbing. It hooked me right away. And what I said in my book club when we discussed this is I really liked this book until I didn't. And if you read this book, I think you might know what I'm talking about. So this book follows Avery, her family, her neighborhood. And Avery comes home early from school one day, encounters her father. Father leaves, and then Avery goes missing. Everyone here in this neighborhood truly does have a secret that you will need to keep reading to uncover everyone's secret. My book club rated this very high. Unfortunately, I did not. I thought it was a very emotional read. The characters were grabbing, but something about the female main character I just could not stand. Avery is a very troubled child, and I think the way the author portrayed her, for me, was just really hard to get through. I liked some things, I didn't like other things. So pick this up at your own risk. It may be worth reading. Again, fast-paced, pretty short chapters, which does help for me when I'm reading a thriller, because I'm not somebody who always reads thriller books. So this one was not my favorite, but it may be suited for you if you like thrillers or if you are more accustomed to this author's writing style. This was the first I've read from her. Definitely wouldn't count her out as an author, just not overall my favorite read. Then I read Funny Story by Emily Henry. Emily Henry is one of those authors that for me is very hit or miss. I really enjoyed Book Lovers, but some of her other books are just not my favorite. This one, however, I rated it 4 stars. I thought it was pretty good. This is a contemporary romance, no spice or very little spice. I don't remember thinking it was a spicy book whatsoever. This features Miles and Daphne. This is roommates, friends to lovers, fake dating, forced proximity as they are forced to become roommates after Miles' girlfriend and Daphne's fiance dump them and start dating each other. They're best friends, and this follows Miles and Daphne. Daphne's a librarian. She is, struggling with family issues. Her mom is kind of seen but not seen. Dad does come in the picture, but he's not great. It explores those relationships. It also explores the relationship with her city, making friends, falling in love with where you are. So I thought this one was really well done. I think this is her novel that came out last year, but I am a paperback girly through and through. I do not like reading romance books that are hardcover, but sometimes you have to when it's a book you really want to read. So if you like fake dating, forced proximity, friends to lovers, which are some of my favorite romance tropes, I do recommend reading this one from Emily Henry. It is one of my favorites, but Book Lovers by Emily Henry is still by far my favorite read of hers. So definitely worth it if you want to pick this up. I liked it. It was good. I am going to start reading Big Beautiful Life, or My Big Beautiful Life, which it just came out from her. I did pick that up. We'll see. Again, hit or miss author for me, but this one was a slam dunk. I know I said that I don't read hardcover romance. We're going to talk about this last because I have so many thoughts. But Phantasma. This is a paranormal romantasy book. Phantom necromancer games, which are based off of the 9 circles of hell, forced proximity, enemies to lovers, bargains, there's devils, demons, really falling in love with yourself. This follows Ophelia and Blackwell, aka Salem. If you know, you know. I was very influenced by Bookstagram to pick this book up. And this book, y'all, is a little bit spicy. I rated this 2 spices because of that blood rain scene. If you have not read this book, I highly recommend it. This got a 4.5 stars from me, and I actually just finished the second one, Enchantra, which was a 4.5 to 4.75, almost a 5-star read for me. I really liked these books. I wouldn't consider this to be a dark romance, but it did have darker themes. There is some anxiety and OCD representation in this book, which I thought was really well done and is very nice to see. I like when authors make the characters real. Real people have anxiety. Real people have OCD. Real people experience these things. This book does that very well. I liked the female main character, Ophelia. She struggles when her mother dies of kind of taking over the family's magic. Salem, aka Blackwell, really helps her come into her own, gives her confidence. Overall, this read was amazing, and I really do highly recommend you pick up this one. And Enchantra, which will be in my What I Read in May video, because I am going to do these every month. I didn't do them for the first quarter of 2025, but I promise you I am getting back into the book content. Highly recommend this read. And last, but certainly not least, Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I love this book so much. This features Xavier, Samantha, Insta love, long distance love, friends to lovers, veterinarian representation, dementia representation. Samantha is a marketing specialist for a mustard company, which I just think is so random and funny. But Abby Jimenez, if you follow her on any of her social media platforms, is actually hilarious. And this is the second book that I read for my April book club. This was a 5-star read for me. I have only read one Abby Jimenez book that I did not rate 5 stars. I love her writing. Her characters are so emotional. They're so well done. They're full. You know, these are people. For example, Xavier, who is the male main character, who is described as what Rhysand would look like in real life. And if you don't know, I'm an ACOTAR girly through and through and through and through. Rhysand is my #1 top tier favorite book boyfriend of all time. You cannot tell me a single thing about Rhysand and not make me love him so much. So when Xavier was described like that, I knew I was in for a good read. But he has a life. He's a vet. He owns a business. He has a friend group. He volunteers. He's on, you know, boards of veterinary clinics. He has a life. Samantha, female main character, same thing. She has parents, siblings, a couple friends in her hometown. This is a full world, and we are going back to this world for Abby's book next year. I'm so excited. I love that we're getting a glimpse into the friend group. Abby's mom. So what happens is Abby and Xavier meet at a vet clinic with Abby's cat, Pooter, and they go on a date. They instantly fall in love, which for me just really is, when it's done well, insta love is good. When it's not done well, it's a wrap for me. But this one was really, really, really well done. I really enjoyed these characters, and I am so happy that Abby and Xavier got their happily ever after in the end. So that is it for me for what I read in April. Did you read any of these books? If you did, what are your ratings? I would love to hear them below, or tell me what you read for April. Thank you so very much for watching this video. I hope you give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.